Okay, good morning students. So our next topic in the respiration is, so in the last class we have seen what is respiration and what is respiration, what is digestion and what is breathing. So breathing becomes the first step of respiration. Now if you see, now discovery of gases and respiration, okay, discovery of gases and respiration. So until 14th century, before 14th century, the term respiration was not there, okay, the term respiration was not there. So people used to think that air is needed for breathing, air is needed for living, or so before 14th century people thought that air is needed for living, air is needed for living, and to produce heat, energy, okay. So before 14th century people used to think that air is needed for living and to produce heat energy. They don't know that air is a mixture of gases, so they don't have any idea regarding the air, which air is essential for breathing, though they didn't have any idea. So after experiments of several scientists, they found that air is a mixture of gases. Air is a mixture of gases, and in that some gases are useful for living, for breathing, okay. So after before 14th century, so people didn't have any idea about the respiration. So during that time several scientists worked and they told that air is a mixture of gases. In that mixture of gases, some gases are useful, a part of gases or a part of mixture is useful for respiration or for breathing, okay. That was before 14th century. And in 14th century, the term respiration came into light, okay. In 14th century, the term respiration was known, came into knowledge. The term respiration was kept, or term respiration was defined, okay. It came into light. So at that time people just simply defined respiration as the passage of the pathway for passage of air and to release the heat energy. So in 14th century, in 14th century the respiration came to know. So respiration means, they have taken respiration from Latin word, respire. The word is respire, okay. What is the meaning of respire? The meaning of respire is to breathe, okay. The meaning of respire is to breathe, clear? So at that time they defined respiration as 14th century, they defined respiration as the pathway for passage of air, and release of heat energy, okay. So they defined respiration as the pathway of passage of air and release of heat energy. When you respire out, when you keep your hand outside your mouth and you exhale like this, you will feel some hotness in the palm. That is, heat energy is liberated. So they thought that the respiration as the pathway for passage of air and release of heat energy. Okay, so just they don't know which gas is being inhaled or which gas is being coming out. They don't have any idea, but they just told that it is the passage of pathway for the air to go, and from that you are releasing some heat energy. That's all they know till 14th century. But during 18th century, during 18th century, the experiments of John Priestley and Lavoisier. So we know these two scientists' names in the nutrition. So the experiments of John Priestley and Lavoisier, they have done experiments on properties of gases in air and gases needed for respiration. Gases needed for respiration. Okay, so they were working on properties of gases present in the air and gases needed for respiration. So by John Priestley experiment, Bell jar experiment, hope all of you remember, in the nutrition chapter we have discussed. So just go and check it once. So through John Priestley experiment, we came to know that plants give out some gas which has been taken by the animals and they are surviving, which is making the air good, so that the animals and the candle is surviving. So after that, Lavoisier conducted some experiments to prove. Lavoisier conducted some experiments to know about air, which air is being inhaled or which air is being utilized by the body. Like that, Lavoisier conducted some experiments. Okay, so first experiment he did was bell jar. So he took one trough containing water. He took one trough, Lavoisier. Okay, Lavoisier took one trough containing water. Okay, and he covered it with a bell jar. So Lavoisier did the experiment. So what he did, he took one trough containing water and he covered it with a bell jar. Okay, he covered it with a bell jar. In this, he kept some charcoal. And he burned it. He burnt it. So he observed some gases are released in the bell jar. Some gases have been released in the bell jar. So what he did, he passed these gases into the lime water. So what happened is, these gases turned the lime water into milky. So these gases turned the lime water into milky. So he told that by burning charcoal we get some gas which is chalky air gas. Chalky, as it is in chalk color, chalky acid gas or fixed gas. So they used to call that gas as chalky acid gas or fixed air. Okay. The term carbon dioxide was not known. By burning anything, we generally liberate carbon dioxide. But at that time, that is during 18th century, the carbon dioxide word was not there. So they used to say the gas which is liberated by burning charcoal as chalky acid gas or fixed air. Okay. Now another experiment he did the same. He took a trough containing water and covered it with a bell jar. Okay, and covered it with a bell jar, and what he did, he burnt phosphorus. He burned phosphorus, and he observed that for burning of phosphorus is taking some gas. He observed that phosphorus needs some gas for burning. And it is not definitely the water vapor. It is not the water vapor. Water vapor is not used by phosphorus for burning. It is not the water vapor which is being used by the phosphorus for burning. It is using some gas for burning. So by this experiment he concluded, he gave a statement that for burning of phosphorus it is taking some type, either it is taking some help. Either the help is done by the air itself or some elastic fluid present in the air. Okay. Okay. So by this experiment, Lavoisier told that for burning of phosphorus, either air is helping, either air itself is helping to burn, or the air contains some elastic fluid. The air contains some elastic fluid which is helping phosphorus, which is helping phosphorus to burn, which is helping phosphorus to burn. Okay, which is helping phosphorus to burn. Clear? So this is he concluded that. After this, he started experimenting on the properties of gases and gases exchange, how the gases are exchanged in the body, how the gases are reaching the body. Lavoisier started experimenting on these two. Lavoisier, he was doing experiments. So Lavoisier doing experiments on what type of gases are used during respiration. So he found out several points. Among them, we will discuss some respiration. So during respiration and during burning of any material, what type of gas is being utilized and what type of air is released. So he was doing experiments. So on this he has done experiment. So during respiration what is being utilized, and during burning of gas which type of gas is being released. After that, the gas which is released during burning of any material. Suppose you are burning some charcoal or some any material, the gas is being released, and the gas is being released from your mouth or from your nose during exhalation. Is it same or different? He tested that. So what he did, the gas which is released from the burning and the gas which we are breathing out was sent into the lime water. So the gas which we are sending out changed the lime water into milky immediately. But the gas which came from the burning of material did not change the lime water milky. It took lots of time. Okay. So he told that the gas which is coming from the burning material and the gas which we are sending out is different, is not the same. Okay. Next, by this he concluded that respiration has two steps. He told that respiration has two steps. Respiration has two steps. Okay, respiration has two steps. So only one he was trying to find, the other one he was not able to know at that time. So he told that the air consists of some portion with some gas which we are taking in. So that gas is called as breathing air. So he told that air consists of something. Consists of something that is breathing air. Breathing air. Breathing air. Breathing air. So if you remove, if this is the air, if you remove the breathing air from this, then this air is called as vitiated air. Vitiated air. So this air is called as vitiated air. Okay, this air is called as vitiated air. Okay, clear? If you come, this is air. From this air, you have removed the breathing air. Breathing air is nothing but oxygen, but the term was not known that. So they were just calling oxygen as breathing air. So if you remove the breathing air, the remaining air is called as vitiated air. Now this vitiated air consists of 1/6 portion of fixed air. He found out that the vitiated air consists of 1/6 portion of fixed air. So if you want to create a normal air, if you want to have a normal air, that is, then if you want to have a normal air, then you should, from the air, that you should remove the breathing air and add with fixed air and add fixed air. Then it becomes the normal air, which is not useful for us. Okay, which is not useful to us. Clear? So he draw not remove, you add. Okay, to create normal air you should add breathing air and also a fixed air. Then it becomes the normal air. Okay. Then therefore the legal content is not able to adequate existing with yes, it's wrong actually. First, to create the normal air, you need to add the breathing air and you need to remove fixed air. You need to remove the fixed air. Okay. So to create a normal air, you need to add a breathing air and you need to remove the fixed air. Then that will be the normal air which is useful to us. Okay. Now he also told that the air that is the breathing air is going into the lungs and utilized by it and utilized by it and the same amount of fixed air is being added to blood and coming out, and coming out, okay, and coming out. So Lavoisier also told that when you are taking air, the breathing air is going inside the lungs, and the lungs are utilizing it, and they are giving the same amount of fixed air to the blood, so that the blood is giving the fixed air to the lungs, and it is sending out in the form of fixed air. Okay, clear? He told that when you are breathing air, the breathing air is going inside the lungs, and the lungs are utilizing the breathing air, and they are sending the fixed air outside simply. Okay, whatever the same amount of breathing air taken, the same amount of breathing air is also sent outside. You want to say that. Okay. Next, he also said that blood is red in color due to the breathing air. The blood present in the body is red in color due to the breathing air, but it was wrong. But at that time, Lavoisier thought that blood is red in color due to the breathing air which it is combining. So, breathing air means oxygen. So he thought that oxygen is helping the blood to be in red color. Okay, but it was wrong. The blood is red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. Then another scientist called John Draper, another scientist called John Draper, he told that the chief material which a living being receives are matter that can burn, water and oxygen gases. Okay, so he told that the breathing air is essential. So Lavoisier told that breathing air is essential. Then he coined the name for the breathing air as oxygen. Okay, this breathing air we will name it as oxygen. Now after that, John Draper told that oxygen, water combines with each other and goes combines with each other in the body, and they will produce energy to the body. So John Draper told that the water and the oxygen are helping to produce energy in the body. So by this they confirmed that the oxygen is essential for breathing, and while exhaling, because the fixed air which has came out changed the lime water into milky. So they termed the fixed air as carbon dioxide afterwards. So they told that we are taking in oxygen and we are breathing out carbon dioxide. Okay.